that I chose broken news is something that I want to come back with. Also, was a huge part of my learning, that I went through this, where I said that no, when I started my career, it was about the paycheck. This time round, it's not going to be just about the paycheck. It's about what am I saying? What am I putting out? What am I conveying? Is it something that stands for something? So, I said, even if there will be time when I might do something just for the laughs of it, and that has its own way and reason to do it. I said, but if I'm going to come back to doing fiction, then I want to come back with, am I being relevant today at the age that I am at? Not in trying to be relevant, in trying to be an age that you're never going to be. I accept my age for what it is. I feel I have earned my stripes. I think I've earned my wrinkles, I would say, because I've been through so much, and those are the marks. Those scars are a mark that I have fought this battle and I have won. So I wear them with pride. And so for me, the fact that I wanted to be accepted in a role where it was okay to look the way I am, to dress a certain way, and yet and also the fact that just because you're of a certain age doesn't mean you're not being glamorous. Because glamorous doesn't only mean showing your skin all the time or doing something. There are different ways to be glamorous. And I wanted the first outing in fiction to say all these things. And my character, Amina Qureshi, said all of that. She was dressed in khadi, but in such contemporary khadi. She was, it was not a made up look, yet she was, well turned out and well presented. And she was talking about something that's happening today. So she was not black and white, she was great. She was great at her career and yet had a abysmal personal life. And I thought this is what it is, because life is not about perfection. It's about finding what you're finding in what is given to you. You can't be the victim and say, oh, this didn't happen, that didn't happen. They had an upper hand because they have family in the industry. I mean, I find these arguments like, what are you talking about? There have always been people who have come in from nowhere, and it's how you look at it and what you make from it. It's in your hands. You've been given an opportunity. Do something with it. So I found all of that in Amina Qureshi, and that is why it was important to come back with a character like that, to set that bar. Now, let's see what I go on to do.
What would be your advice finally to women straddling home and career? Are there any kind of...
I think I'm not the right person to give the advice for it. And I'll tell you why. Because I had the luxury of being able to choose not to work when I didn't want to. That my child needs it, so I'm not going to. But most of the women in our country don't have that choice. Sometimes they're doing what they're doing at home and going and doing what they're doing in the office, and they're bringing up a child. I mean, I don't know how they do it. There are times when I look at what the women are doing and I feel I would have collapsed. So I don't know if I can actually give them any advice, because I didn't live that. And I feel till you've not lived something, you cannot give that advice. So if you ask me, how did I deal with cancer and come into it? I will say that I didn't live that life. So, I don't think I have the right to give advice on it. But having said that, I remember one thing that my mother, who was a housewife, said to 3 daughters that she had. And she told us that even if you find the richest husband, my daughters will not get married until they're financially independent. And I never understood what she meant at that time. And my parents have been married for a very long time, and I wouldn't think, but obviously my mother must have felt something, that she was so sure about what she wanted for her daughters. And that, I think, is a very sound advice to every parent, to every woman, to every girl. Financial independence is the most important thing, because unless you're financially independent, you cannot make choices. Financial independence allows you to make choices.